For many, belief in a God is hard to deny. Many cannot deny seeing God under the microscope, quote unquote, but they fail to understand the plan of God in the universe, namely the problem of evil. There you go, Theodicy. How Islam explains suffering and pain for those who can't possibly use it as an opportunity to grow, etc. Okay, this is a very good question, and this constitutes what I talked about yesterday and today. You know, that once you arrive at belief in God, then you have these other questions to deal with. And again, this was fundamentally a question born of the Christian world, as I said yesterday. The Eastern faith and Islam have never really had a problem with the existence of suffering in the world, because it's very clear for us that God is not a human being, and therefore, when you think of God as a human being, you subconsciously think of God like you. And when we see evil in front of us and have the capacity to change it, we're very vulnerable to it. And when we think of God like that, then you have a problem, because why isn't God changing? But what do you understand al-mana, withholding, and al-ata, giving, al-qadr, taking things away and also closing away from us these different things that we could have, and bust, open, we literally say qadr, we grip things, and bust, we open our hands. To be all part of Allah's ta'aruf al-ibad, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gets to know creatures through showing them His names of rigor, sifat wa asma jalal, and names of beauty, sifat wa asma jamal. And there's a certain type of knowing Allah that comes through names of beauty of Allah, giving. There's another type of knowing Allah that comes through taking, and Allah knows better which nafs is better prepared for which kind of knowledge. And ultimately, the equation is zero-sum in the akhirah, whereas someone may have been given a lot, but not used it to get to know Allah. And someone may have had a lot taken from them, and also not used it, and actually used that to get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then in the akhirah, the equation is completely zero-sum. And so when you start thinking of Allah like a human being, and then you subconsciously imagine Allah like you, because you would be very angry if you saw evil in front of you, because then you probably change it, you did it. And then subconsciously you forget the akhirah, and start to understand, and try to understand, like the chicken and the egg earlier. You forget there's a creator, then you wonder. So similarly, you forget the akhirah, and you try to understand why is there evil in this world only. Yes, if there was only one world, then there'd be a lot to explain, because this would have been the perfect world. It's not so perfect after all. But Allah never said this was the perfect world. Never. Allah was very straightforward about this world being a place of tribulation. Even the ata and the money and the that's tribulation and a test. وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً. We try you with evil and good, whatever's hard on the nafs and whatever inclined the nafs to, as a fitna. It's a trial that we are all put through. وَإِلَيْهَ تُرْجَعُونَ. And then you all come back. And that's when the equation is zero-sum, as we say. That's when it's a matter of did you use it to know Allah or not. And that's why a person, as is in the hadith, who's gone through so much difficulty, is placed in like paradise for just a split second and comes out saying, I don't remember anything. Alas, the equation is like neuralized, as we said with Men in Black. You get neuralized in the akhirah. And you don't remember that. And similarly, somebody who's gone through so much ata and been using to worship Allah and is dipped in just, an iota of hellfire. And forgets all that. So this is temporary. This whole thing is temporary. And look, I cannot do this idea, this question of theodicy service. I can't do it justice, in like a few minutes standing. This is a whole other lecture. Again, if you send your emails, if you try to send me a piece, there's a piece by a Muslim scholar that I have in mind now that actually deals with this quite well and indicates the differences. And why, again, this is not our problem. This is the problem of those who believe in Allah anthropomorphic and then fail to look at the akhirah as well. And they also believe that evil is from shaitan and good is from Allah, so it's false dichotomy, it's not true. So you have to have a distorted understanding of God first, to then be able to ask the question of, if God is all good and all powerful, then why is Allah not removing these things? But you're assuming that Allah doesn't even want these things here. And this is all good in the temporary life of this world. again, I mean, as an academic as well, it's very difficult not to go through all the points because you're trained to do so, but I'm going to have to just stop there with that.